G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach providing SuperCoach content for you. So you can check me out on Twitter at Stephen D.W. Smith and also on Instagram at SDS_SuperCoach_YT. Liking and subscribing would be grouse. I'm here to present my round 14 preview. I've just decided to take off my glasses because if I wear them, there's a bit of glare, but so I'm short-sighted, so should be all good. So we're doing a round 14 preview. So the news is that Teakle is playing this week. So that's put a little bit of stress off now because if I leave it like this, I have 20 players playing. 21 could be Rioli if he's the sub. But I doubt his score will count, so it won't matter. But yeah, let me just readjust my team and I will show you guys what I'm doing this week. Now that Teakle's playing, that does change quite a few things. So I'm going to go through that. I'll also go through my captain and vice captain. Just got back from work, so that was nice. And so I'll get this out. I did a couple attempts to this video last night, but I just really wasn't happy with it. And now that news that's been continuing to come in this afternoon and today, I just thought, you know what, updated info, I may as well have a look at that. So I may as well present it that way. So the teams are coming out in a few hours. So I don't think they'll affect me too much with the trades I'm going to do. So originally, before I knew that Teakle was playing, I thought I wasn't that comfortable with having 19 players playing this week. So I was actually thinking of trading out a player who's on his bye for a playing midfielder, future midfielder. But I doubt I'm going to do that unless it's a really good one. But I might wait that until next week, but we'll see. Because Elijah Hollands has been rumoured to potentially play this week. So I think if it's a player like Elijah Hollands, I think he would be a bloke that could be a bloke that's like, yep, you'll come into our side this week instead of the move that I'm planning to do this week. If it's like, I don't know, what's a good example? Maybe a Carlton midfielder, for example, making his debut, which obviously isn't happening. But let's say a Carlton player, rookies making his debut. I can't think of one off the. I don't know if Sam Phillip is on the list still, but I haven't really thought of that. Or Will Hayes. We'll go with Will Hayes, for example, mid-season draftee. We just know that his job security isn't great. Carlton are looking to make big plays this season as they're looking to be a potential top 4 side this year. So I think, but if it's like an Elijah Hollands type who's really talented, can have a good scoring ability and, top pick and all that, that would be something I would consider. So if Elijah Hollands is playing this week, sorry, a bit blocked up, then I will go for Elijah Hollands. But I think I'll just show you the trade that I'm thinking of doing this week. So, let me get Wits on for Darcy. So the trade I'm thinking of doing this week is Connor McDonald out. He's got the bye. And for this plan to work, because I am keeping McCartan as cover for the rest of the season down defence and forwards. So if anything goes wrong there, then I've got, Jordan Dawson or anyone in the defence, anyone in the forward premium side of things gets a week suspension or injury, then I've got McCartan to have a crack at for a week and he can just play in their place. So in order for this to work, I need to bring in Wade Dirksen. I could go Patrick Voss. But Voss, I think, is currently injured. Dirksen kicked 3 goals in the VFL against North Melbourne's VFL side this previous week. So, if there's any slim chance of him getting in, I don't really mind, but this is the bloke I need to bring in to make this work. So as you can see here, Dirksen, swap with McCartan. You get the idea. So just gives me more flexibility to use McCartan as cover down forward and down back. So I just find that really important for my side. So look, it looks like here, I reckon I've got I should have 20 players playing this week. So all 6 should play down back. Laird, McRae, Miller, Cripps. So we'll go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Owen's in concussion protocol. We wish him all the best, but he might just be a dead rookie at this point. But that's all right. I'll just stuff him at M11. So what was that? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Teakle in is massive. 17, 18, 19, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 20 players playing for me this week. I don't think I really need to make any massive moves to my side this week. Now that I've got Teakle playing, which is just unbelievable, to be honest. I didn't think he would have any chance in the world of playing a game this season. And it's coming at the time where it's the most important time to have any of these pretty average rookies play this week. So Teakle getting a game would be is fantastic for my side. And I only just need him for this week. I mean, the rest of the season, he'll be on the bench, but you've also got Dirksen. So, I mean, imagine if he could sneak a game. Another thing with GWS, there's been a couple of bits of news about the Giants. What was the first one? Himmelberg is not fully confirmed to potentially play on the down back. It just depends on Mark McVeigh was saying, like, they're still weighing up options as to what works and all that, and that doesn't sound fully confident to me. And so I think that does scare me if you're going Himmelberg, because if he goes down forward, what's his ceiling? A bloody 60. You know what I mean? So it's a bit scary. It's a bit of a scary sight. Look, if I was in the position last year where I had I had to go bloody Paddy Dow at F6 for the rest of the year because I was just running out of options and running out of cash cows, and it was a really tough season to finish your side. It wasn't that a disaster, bloody Paddy Dow, the rest of the season. Good God. But it'd be a type of move they would have made last year, but this year where we've got more quality options down forward because of this new DPP addition, which I think has been a very good thing for the game. I just don't think it's worth the risk unless you've got a lot of trades to play with, because if Himmelberg does stay in that role, then he could potentially just be an unbelievable pod and a really interesting and he's just a really valuable piece for someone to grow in the ranks, but just not a risk I'm willing to take just in case he does go back down forward. What if Jesse Hogan, we know how injury prone or sore his body can get, so he needs a rest or he gets injured. And I mean, who are they going to rely on? Jared Brander? I just think the second that Hogan could go down is a massive red flag for Himmelberg owners, because we all know Himmelberg most of his life has played down forward. So I just think that's a bit of a risk to do. So that's just my 2 cents there. And the other one is Ryan Angwin, defender mid, 123K from the Giants, is very close to making his AFL debut, which would actually be very interesting. And it's almost something I would consider. I know I just said I'm not looking to bring in a rookie that hasn't got great job security or any proof of massive scoring potential, but it would save quite a bit of trouble in my midfielders rookie spots, because I could have a defender mid, regular mid, and a mid forward. So it would give me as much flexibility as possible around my side. So that's just something I'd consider. But we'll see if Angwin actually makes his debut this week against the Dogs. But look, I think this is the move that I'm thinking of doing. Unless Hollands gets a game, then I'll maybe reconsider, sort of thing. So I feel like I'm rambling on a bit here. I'll just quickly talk about Gawn. I don't have Gawn, but if you do have him and you're looking to move him out, that's very fair enough for you. If you're pretty low on trades, and they're saying 3 to 5 weeks, but it could be 2 to 4 weeks because Melbourne have got the bye this week, then it's quite an interesting thing where maybe you could keep him. And if you've got a rookie that's good enough to potentially cover him for the next, couple of weeks. And let's say best case scenario is back. So what is it? Round 17. You could potentially keep a hold of Gawn, but I'd most likely recommend that you get rid of Gawn. Who to? If you don't have Wits, I think you go to Wits, or or English. If you don't have either of them, if you don't have one of those two, that's, for me, seems to be the option that you go for, unless you go like a Nankervis and all that. But I don't think there'd be many sides out there that would have both of Wits or English along with Darcy. So I think if you haven't got one of these two blokes, then I highly recommend it. Travis Boak, Robbie Gray out due to health and safety protocols. So I think a very interesting captain option, which unfortunately I'd love to do, but I don't have him, is Callum Mills, who could run right in that midfield for Port Adelaide, for Sydney against Port Adelaide. But could they run a tag? They could at that point, because Port might get destroyed in the midfield in the centre clearances and all that. But we know Mills is a machine, and he will take advantage of any opportunity that he gets. So, vice captain for me this week is actually going to be Tim English. I think I'd like to see him bounce back. I think he's capable of bouncing back and giving us a really good score against the Giants. Week break to recover. Even as the lone ruck, I still think he can do a half-decent job either against Bruce or Flynn or whoever they go up against. And the captain's going to be Teakle Miller for me. So I'm going to the Gold Coast on Sunday. So I'll be landing late morning. So, and then once we get our bearings together, I'll quickly shuffle things up and I'll probably head down to the game at Metricon 320 on a Sunday and see Teakle Miller go to work against the Crows. So I'm pretty excited for that. So yeah, my next video, I'll be in a much different background and a much different weather situation. So that'll be pretty exciting. But yeah, so I think I may as well talk about my trade plans for next week. So I'm actually thinking of, so M8's my only spot left to upgrade my premium. So I think the moves would be Owens and Clark to Walsh or Mills. I'm leaning towards Mills at the minute because I'm pretty sure I can afford him. Yeah, Hobbs and Clark to potentially Mills. And let's say even Elijah Hollands plays this week, but I don't go with him. I can bring in Hollands potentially next week or something like that. Or if Angwin somehow gets a chance, maybe I go down that route. So Walsh and Mills will be the players I keep my eye on this week. Carlton are playing tonight, so I'll be keeping my close eye on Walsh. That half forward role pushing up into the midfield really scares me a tad, because if he was playing full-time mid, then I'd be a lot more comfortable with that. But obviously he isn't getting those extra couple of possessions before it gets out of the midfield sort of thing. He can score in his role, but I just think Mills, he's the main orchestrator in that. Is that the word? Orchestrator in that Sydney Swans midfield, and I think he's near on their best player in the midfield. So, in fact, he probably is. So I think Callum Mills, he's got a little bit of Achilles potential injury, scary thing. So that's one thing that I need to keep an eye on. But I think, so I'll finish the side on 6 trades. That's going to be enough. So I think I can take a couple of risks here with, I'm already taking a few with Darcy and Cripps can go down at any time. Who's another one? Cornelio can cop an injury here and there. Butters is a bit scary. So, keep those things in mind. So that's just what I'm thinking. 6 trades should be enough for the rest of the season. So that should definitely be enough for the rest of the season after a completed side. So, yeah, look, I think that's all I'll talk about. Yeah, look, I may as well just get this video out there. I don't think there's really much else to talk about. So, yeah, I'll I'll get going, and hope you guys have a good week in SuperCoach this week, and hope your footy side wins this week if they don't have the bye. I'll see you in the next video for the round review. Cheers.